Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome live here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. Here with Raider basketball coming your way here this evening from Delta High School here in Muncie, Indiana, as your Wapahani Raiders take on the Delta Eagles here this evening. We appreciate you all for joining us here for this junior varsity matchup here between two very impressive basketball programs. We'll start off with our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. Wapahani, these boys have already faced Delta about a couple weeks ago. We had a little Wapahani JV tournament held at Wapahani High School. It was actually on the same day as the county tournament was, which that was obviously later on in the evening. But during the morning and afternoon there, we had a junior varsity basketball tournament in which Wapahani won that one and beat Delta in the junior varsity tournament championship game. So these two teams definitely know each other a little bit there, especially considering we just played against them nearly 2 weeks ago. And that was a good ball game. That was a very good ball game. Hopefully Wapahani can come out here again this evening and continue to have that same winning mentality. This has been a really fun group to watch, and I say that every single time out because they really have been, and they have plenty of depth. And, really it's nice to be able to blend in the freshmen with a couple of the sophomores, and you got a couple of juniors on here that are getting some valuable time in there. So then, just kind of keeps their feet wet a little bit, if they ever, have to get in there during the varsity games as well. And so, being able to have a nice balance of post presence and also outside shooting like we do, it's going to only complement these guys even more and more, not only as the rest of the season goes out here for Wapahani, but even in the years to come for all these young men. And so, like I said, they're a fun group to watch. Hopefully they can be real fun to watch here tonight and hopefully come up with a big win. But, as I just touched on, it's nice to have a balance. You have to have balance no matter what basketball team you are. Every team has to have balance. And what I mean by that is you got to be a two-dimensional team. You've got to be able to take the ball inside with confidence. You've got to be able to post up, get the ball to the open man down low, and being able to perform whatever post move you have to do to be able to be effective. And also you have to have outside shooting and making sure we're taking good care of the basketball as well and rebounding the ball, so every facet of the game. But we do have, I really like the balance that we have, and that's why I like it so much, is because you can lean on just about anybody to come out here and perform at a very high level. And it's not even necessarily just always everybody scoring points. It's obviously the name of the game. You got to score and you got to play defense. But it's some of the little intangibles that you always like to recognize as well that probably doesn't get quite the recognition that you deserve. And that's another thing that these guys bring to the table, the hustle points, getting out there on the floor and laying out for every ball, a loose ball, someone's diving on it every time. Someone's willing to take a charge. The little things that maybe people don't recognize quite as much and that's not as noticeable as, maybe a point total or how many rebounds you get or assists or whatever the case might be. It's sometimes the little things that make the biggest difference in a ball game, and that's what we see here from this group of basketball players here for Wapahani. So again, hopefully they can bring it to the table tonight. It's going to be two very tough ball games here with the junior varsity game and varsity game here later on tonight, but we're going to have it all right here live on the WHS Network, so don't go anywhere, folks. Again, this has been our Raiders Live pregame presented by the Liberty Perry Alumni Association. We'll be back with your starting lineups right after this break. All righty, folks, welcome back live here on the WHS Network. Here's we Take a look here at tonight's starting lineups. First, the non-starters here for Wapahani. Number 4, Luke Willman. Number 14, Isaac Shreve. Number 20, Drayden Gates. And number 30, Luke Brandon. Now for your starters here at 1 guard, number 2, Aiden Franks. At forward, number 12, Alden Mahaffey. At guard, a number 24, Blake Frazee. Starting at another guard, number 40, Jackson Spence. And at forward, number 50, Nolan Dudley. In your Raiders, coached by Chris Willis, assisted by Jeff Andrews and Andy Zitgraff. Now we'll take a look here at the non-starters for the home Delta Eagles. Number 1, Clay Bragg. Number 3, Nick Crabtree. Number 10, Evan Reno. Number 20, Caleb Elliott. Number 32, Riley Wooden. Now for the starters. Number 5, Blake Faltick. Number 13, Blake Jones. Number 21, Logan Manor. Number 23, Trey Thornburg. And number 40, Jackson Schaffstall. Again, the Delta Eagles are coached by Chris Van Pelt. So that's tonight's starting lineups. Again, this is a lot like, pretty much identical to when we was here during the county tournament as far as video camera view. So bear with us. I know it's a little bit different considering we're all the way in one corner and we got to follow down on the other side. But just be patient with us. Redbeard's going to do his thing as usual, and hopefully it'll be a great camera view for all of you to be able to sit and enjoy tonight's ball games. So Dudley here on the post goes in strong there and is going to be fouled on the play. So a good way to get things started here tonight. So the foul here on number 13, Blake Jones, that's going to be his first, team's first. Okay, so I guess they're saying that foul is on the floor. So Mahaffey back up top here to Spence, looking to set that screen. Mahaffey rolls off of it now on to Dudley to the right side. Franks drives in. Shot's going to be up, no good. Rebounded by number 40, Jackson Schaffstall. Now up top here, number 21, Manor for 3. No good. That looked to have hit the seatbelt up there. That should have been out of bounds off of Delta there. Nonetheless, the Raiders head back the other way. Mahaffey on the right side up top now as that pass will be deflected out of bounds and off of the Eagles. So the Raiders will retain possession here with 6:03 to play here in the first quarter. Unbounded out here, Jackson Spence will lead the way here on this possession for Wapahani. Trapped out near half court, finally finds Mahaffey and a near takeaway. Mahaffey takes it right inside. Shot's going to be up and no good. And we're going to have a traveling violation called here on the Raiders. So first turnover of the night here for Wapahani. Up top, here's number 5, Faltick. Down low, now back all the way up top again. Number 23, Thornburg, on to Faltick again, off the mark for 3. A loose ball. Frazee comes up with it, sends it down court here to Mahaffey. And the three-pointer will be up and no good. Battling for the rebound. Franks now for 3. Rims in and out, no good. Rebounded again by Parker Faltick, I believe it's Faltick. It's the pronunciation of the young man's name. At least that's what was told to us anyway. For 2, no good. And now the putback goes there to number 23, Trey Thornburg. His first points here on the night. So it's a 2-0 Delta lead here in the early goings of tonight's ball game. Again, we do appreciate you all for spending your Friday evening here with us. Up top here, Mahaffey, no good for 3. Another one just rimming in and out. Thornburg here on the right wing, now on to Faltick. Jones dribbles it inside, heavily guarded there by Franks. Now Schaffstall into the corner. The three-pointer will be up, well off the mark. And they're going to say it's out of bounds there off of Delta. As number 14, Isaac Shreve, and number 20, Drayden Gates will see their first action here of the night for the Raiders. So Frazee near the half-court line. Up top, Franks there with a shot fake. He'll pull the trigger and unable to get it to go again. These rims playing a little funny so far here tonight. These have been some very good looks and very good shots here by the Raiders. Down here on the far side of the court. Yeah, number 21, Manor, lost it out of bounds, but Delta will maintain possession with 3:43 remaining here in the first quarter. Thornburg now to Schaffstall. And the layup will be up and good. A little turnaround jumper, I guess should say. A little hook shot there. As a foul will be called here on Raider number 14, Isaac Shreve. That'll be his first, team's first of the half. So Logan Manor at the line here for one more and unable to complete the three-point play. Rebounded there by Gates, and the Raiders will head back the other way, led by Franks there just a moment ago. Frazee takes it to the free throw line, hands it back off. Now Franks on the left side, three-pointer up, and no good off the front iron. Faltic now up top. Thornburg with the handoff to number 21, Manor. Or pardon me, that was Jones, as Jones will throw it away. So first turnover of the night now for the Eagles, as we'll see number 1, Clay Bragg, now win the ball game here for the first time tonight for Delta. Dudley backs down his defender. Now Frazee in the corner. Swung back up top. Now Gates drives, kicks it back to Dudley. Three-pointer up and no good. So the Raiders still scoreless. Nearly 4.5 minutes into this ball game. Eventually these shots will start to fall for us. Schaffstall back into the corner again. Jones left side. Now on to number 21, Manners. He splits the middle. Layup no good. Corralling the rebound there was Nolan Dudley. So the Raiders looking for something, anything, to get them going offensively. Frazee no good there, and we got a bump in the back there. I believe that's going to be on Isaac Shreve. So we'll wait the official word there by the referee, and indeed it will be called on Isaac Shreve, so he picks up his second, team second. So back now into the ball game here, Trey Thornburg caught a little 45-second breather there. Jones down low, back out into the corner. The three-pointer will be up and no good. A battle for the rebound. Shreve comes away with it and then turns it right over. And a blocking foul called here on the Raiders. So the foul here on Shreve again. So that'll be his third, team's third. And the first free throw will be up and no good. As we'll see Jackson Spence reacclimated back into the Raider lineup here for Isaac Shreve. Second one up and good. So a 5-0 Delta lead. About 5.5 minutes into this one. Raiders still scoreless, but we're hoping that can change right here. Franks for three, as he'll get the Raiders on the board here for the first time tonight, and he'll head to the line for one more. as a foul will be here on Delta's number 13, Blake Jones. That'll be his second, team second. So a big shot there by Aiden Franks. Again, he'll be at the line for one more, and Aiden unable to get the 4-point play. But the Raiders do get the offensive rebound. More importantly, Franks for two, no good. Gates corralling another offensive board. Up top, Frazee, three-pointer up, no good. And we're going to have a reach-in foul. So it'll be here on Raider number 12, Alden Mahaffey. So it'll be his first, team's fourth. Jones here on the left wing takes it inside, now kicks it back out here. Faltic on to number 1, Bragg. Jones again, looking to create some space, takes it inside again, now back out. Number 10 hands it off. Jones down low, and we've got a loose ball, and we're going to have a foul. Or no, a traveling violation rather. Here on the Eagles, second turnover now of the night here for Delta. So it's not been the cleanest of basketball so far to begin things for either team. Delta really hasn't, again, lit the net on fire here by any means. And the Raiders have done enough here defensively to keep themselves in it. Again, we've had numerous, good possessions as far as, getting a good look on the shot. Just things aren't falling. Frazee unable to get it to go. A loose ball. There's Mahaffey, comes up with a rebound. Can't get the putback to go. Now back out again. Franks. The three-pointer will be up. No good. So we've had plenty of opportunities here with offensive rebounds. Now Mahaffey for two again and drains it. That's great work right there by Wapahani. Showing tenacity. Not willing to give in on the possession. The three-pointer up. No good. And that's going to be the end of the first quarter. So, folks, very interesting way of going there towards the end of the first quarter there. The Raiders, again, able to outlast the Eagles there on that last possession. They're able to get right around 3 offensive rebounds to still come up with some points. Tied at 5 after 1. We'll step aside for a break, and we'll be back here with more Raider basketball live on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
All righty, folks, welcome back to our Kenshaw Properties game break here as we begin the second quarter play here with the Delta Eagles and your Wapahani Raiders tied at 5. Again, what should be a big night here from Delta High School. Two very impressive basketball programs going head-to-head. It's always a good time there as that one's going to be out of bounds off of Wapahani. So Delta will, again, maintain possession of the basketball. Inbounded here now, going up strong and good will be number 21, Logan Manor. Gates to Dudley now on the Frazee right wing. Takes it to the middle, dumps it back out. Mahaffey goes in strong with the right hand and gets fouled on the play and knocks down the bucket. So Mahaffey will head to the charity stripe here for one more. The foul here on number 5. So that'll be his first, team's third. And the free throw up and good. So the Raiders take their first lead of the ball game after the three-point play there from Alden Mahaffey. Here on the left side, Jones again drives in. Nice defense there from Franks. Did not give him an angle whatsoever. Solid defense as the Raiders again begin here on the offensive end. Was looking for Dudley down now. Instead sends it up top. Now Gates on to Frazee on the left. Mahaffey gives way to Gates. Takes it to the elbow, dumps it into the corner. Mahaffey for three, no good. Frazee with another offensive rebound. Kick back out. Franks drains it. So Aiden Franks now with 6 points on the night, and the Raiders lead it by 4. So after a little bit of a rough start to the ball game here through the first quarter, heck, here in the second quarter, we've already had more points than what we did the entire first quarter. So hopefully that means we're starting to click here on all cylinders. Getting defensive stops, offensively starting to find our touch again. In the first quarter, it wasn't that we were taking bad shots. We was actually setting ourselves up very good. It's just unfortunately wasn't falling for us. But this second quarter had been a lot better here to start things. We'll have a over-the-back foul here on number 21, Logan Manor. That's going to be his first, team's fourth. So both teams here with 4 fouls apiece, and a timeout will be taken by Delta. So this will be their first charged timeout here of the evening, with 4:58 remaining here in the first half. I'd like to thank some of our sponsors here this evening. Kinshaw Properties, proud sponsor of us here on the WHS Network. Kinshaw Properties is owned by Kendra and Shane Franks. Kinshaw Properties is a Muncie-based company that offers Muncie area rental homes. For more information, you can check out their website at kenshawproperties.com. Again, that is KENSHA properties.com. And you can also contact them at 765-356-1340. So appreciate them for their sponsorship of us here on the WHS Network as we come back out of the timeout here with the Raiders leading by 4. Franks here at the top. And looked like he was fouled on the play, but no call was made. Looked like there was a little contact there with the right arm. Shaftstall outside here now in Thornburg. And a traveling violation called here on the Eagles. No doubt about that one. Now 3 turnovers here for the Eagles here in the first half. The Raiders with 2. So Franks will cross half court. Getting with the Raiders up here by 4 points. Spence down low to Mahaffey. Looks to go up strong and was blocked away by number 21, Logan Manor. And we'll have a jump ball, which the possession arrow will favor the Raiders. So good job there by Mahaffey and company to never lose sight of the possession, to fight for every potential opportunity to be able to get the basketball back. So Drayden Gates to inbound all the way out near half court, and that pass will be deflected out of bounds. And it'll be Wapahani basketball. So now Jackson Spence will inbound. Into the backcourt here to Gates, now Frazee along the sideline. Setting up for the screen instead, decides to go left, goes up for 2 and's fouled on the play. So Frazee will head to the line for 2. Foul here on number 23, Trey Thornburg. That's going to be his first, team's 5th. So Frazee knocks home the first one here for his first point on the night. The second of 2 for Frazee will be up. Off the back iron, no good. Rebounded by Logan Manor. So the Raiders currently 2 of 4 from the free throw line. And the miscues continue here for Delta. Back-to-back possessions of turnovers, which is a great sign here for Wapahani. So now we've just got to execute on these turnovers. As Aiden Franks will return to action here for Blake Frazee. So you have Frazee, Gates, Dudley, Mahaffey, and Spence on the floor. Well, the Raiders up by 5 with 3:49 remaining here in the first half. Mahaffey shot rolls in and out again. And the Raiders will turn over, the Eagles will turn over. That was nice hands there by Wapahani. As Mahaffey goes up strong to the rack and fouled on the play. So the foul on number 21, Logan Manor, his second, team's sixth. And again, Mahaffey back to the line for 2, and the first one's up and good. So this second quarter has been a lot like the way we're accustomed to playing. Of course, it's always beneficial when shots fall, considering that's the biggest key of the ball game. You got to put points on the board, and so far we have definitely done that here in the second quarter. Already put up 9 points here in the second, lead it by 7. And the shot will be up and good. Number 21, Logan Manor for 2. Makes it now a 14-9 affair with 3:12 remaining here in the first half. Up top now Spence drives it right down the middle. And we're going to have a traveling violation rather here in Wapahani. So turnover number 3 here on the night. Crabtree now sends it on, now down low here to Shaftstall. Solid defense from Dudley, no good on the turnaround. Rebounded by Franks, and back come the Raiders hot and heavy here. Mahaffey in the corner. Dudley now at the top of the key. He's looking for Gateson on the back cut, now with a handoff. Franks right wing, Mahaffey sets the screen. Now Dudley on the Gates, looking to drive baseline here. Nice cutoff there by Crabtree. And the Raiders reset. Nice fake handoff and attacking the rim again. Alden Mahaffey. 9 points now for the young man, and the Raiders back to a 7-point lead. Manor out to Crabtree, now on to number 32, Riley Wooden. Wooden here at the top of the key. Back with another handoff here. Crabtree on the right wing, or pardon me, that is actually number 5, Feldick. Shot's going to be up, no good. And that's unfortunate right there by Wapahani. Had 2 guys going after one basketball. And unfortunately, those 2 guys were on the same team. As number 1, Clay Bragg, will return here to the Eagles lineup. Also Frazee back in here for Wapahani. And the 3-pointer will be up and good. That was number 5, Parker Falick, there from long range. Frazee goes up for 2 and another foul. Really like what we've been doing here this evening, starting to attack the rim a little bit more. Kind of takes the pressure off our perimeter shooting and really opens that up a little bit more when we do have that opportunity. So the free throw will be up and no good for Frazee. That foul, by the way, was on Falick. That's going to be his second, team 7th. And the Raiders in the bonus. And Frazee unable to convert on either 2 of those. So still remaining here with a 4-point lead. Taking it inside, no good, but fouled on the play. Still some pretty good defense down low there by the Raiders. Foul's going to be on number 2, Hayden Franks. It's going to be his first, team's 5th. So the first one up and good here for Falick. That's his first point, or pardon me, a second opportunity here from the line this evening. And good there with the second one there as well. So what was a 7-point lead has now dwindled down to just 2. Franks here at the top. Sends it on to Mahaffey. Now handed off there to Frazee. Dudley now spins here on the right wing. He's looking to dump it down under, but no one there. Dudley to Mahaffey. Here's Spence near the left corner. You have no reason to rush anything. You want to hold for the last shot here. Don't give Delta any more opportunities. Dudley down low. Goes up for 2 and is going to be fouled on the play. Good job of getting the ball to the big fella. Good job going up strong with the basketball. Strong hands. Going up into your defender. So the foul here on Jackson Shaftstall. That's his first. Team's 8th. And a first free throw will be up and good. So first point of the night there for Dudley. We'll see Trey Thornburg back in here for Delta. We've got 5 seconds to play here in the first half. The second free throw up and good. So Dudley converts on both free throws there. We'll see Gates back in for Spence. Wooden takes it inside, no good, and that's going to be the end of the first half. So we'll head to the break here. 18-14, Wapahani leads it. As both teams head back to the locker room, we'll step aside here for a quick commercial break, and we'll be back here with your halftime report live on the WHS Network. Alrighty, folks, welcome back live here on the WHS Network on YouTube.com here with the Ken Shaw Properties game break at the half. Overall, much better second quarter play here for Wapahani. 18-14 lead here at the half. They struggled there in the first quarter to really start to get any kind of rhythm going and any kind of offensive sync, so to speak. But came out there in the second quarter, guns blazing, and we was finally able to get shots to fall for us. And again, really for the most part of the entirety of the first half there, most of our shots were good shots. You know, we were setting ourselves up to be successful. It was just being able to get the ball in the hole. And so I like what we've continued to do, though. Again, we're attacking the basket, making our presence known there on the inside, and we've also had a couple of made shots from beyond the arc as well there by Aiden Franks, and we've had some good looks. Probably should have more than only 2 threes on the night, because we've had numerous good looks and numerous shots that have went in and out, and so can't do much about that, unfortunately. But still a good first half of basketball on the defensive end. I really love what we've been doing there. Really frustrating that Eagles offense, and really not, giving them any kind of breathing room to set up for a good shot. Everything has been, pressurized, and where they're not getting good angles to the basket. Even when they're driving it inside, our guys are making it hard on them and not giving them much of an angle to go in there and put it off the backboard. So we're doing our job there. Rebounding has been superb here this evening. So that's obviously a very important key, because anytime you can keep them from getting second chance opportunities, then that's great. You're doing your job on the defensive end especially. Turnovers, another big key. We end up forcing Delta into 6 turnovers as we go into the half here, which again is very important to keep them off balance, to keep them from getting anything going offensively. That's a part of the game that we've got to continue to keep putting on them here tonight. Keep bringing the defensive intensity, and hopefully the shots will continue to fall here on the offensive end for us. Now the Raiders were led here in the first half by Alden Mahaffey. He had really, especially a very good second quarter as well, but ended up finishing up with 9 first half points. Aiden Franks right behind him with 6. Blake Frazee with 1 point, and then Nolan Dudley with 2 points. So essentially, we do have a little bit of balance there. You have 4 guys that have put some points on the board. And so like I said, we just got to get it going here on the offensive end, continue to find rhythm. We've moved the ball real well. Just got to keep continuing to be confident and patient with our offense, because, it's bound to determine that we're going to get it going again. It's just the timing and when it's all going to finally happen for them. But just keep up the effort defensively and keep getting to the free throw line. We're 6 of 10 from the free throw line. That's not the greatest by any means, but the main thing is you're getting to the free throw line now. Just got to start converting on those opportunities. So pretty good first half of basketball for us on the defensive end. Get the offense going, and we'll see what happens here in the second half, folks. But we'll step aside here for a quick break, and we'll be back to wrap things up on our Kenshaw Properties game break at the half. Again, Wapahani 18, Delta 14.
Need legal advice or representation, you can trust B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law in Muncie. Our focus is personal injury. We handle cases involving serious injuries, wrongful deaths, all vehicle crashes, nursing home cases, medical product and drug recalls, and slips, trips, and falls. No fee until we win. We offer evening, weekend, home, and hospital appointments for your convenience. Contingency fee arrangements are available. For a free consultation, call B. Joseph Davis, attorney at law, today.
All right, folks, welcome back here to our Kenshaw Properties game break at the half. Again, to wrap things up with the Raiders, again, coming out here this evening. Again, starting the way we did offensively. We was tied, I believe, at 5 right there at the actually, we was down, I believe, 7-5. One of those two. We was either tied at 5, down by 2 at the end of the first. But still, either way, what I'm getting to is we've continued to be very active on the defensive end. I've already mentioned that a couple different times, but that's so important in any ball game, especially when your offense isn't going. It usually puts more stress on your defense, but these guys don't look like they're stressed whatsoever. We're just playing our game defensively. Getting deflections, that's always a big important thing. Again, contesting shots, going out here, getting turnovers. Again, we was able to get it together and only pick up 6 turnovers there off of Delta. But a solid job there, and I like what we've done, so hopefully we can keep that going here in the second half. But another big thing is most of their players just haven't, and I've already said it also before, but they don't seem like they're comfortable out there. They're frustrated. They can't get anything going. They don't really feel like they have much room to do anything because essentially wherever they've turned, there's been a Wapahani defender right there. And so, we just got to keep doing our job, and hopefully the offense will start going. But we have about a minute and a half now remaining. We'll go ahead and step aside here for another break, and we'll be back here with the beginning of the third quarter live here on the WHS Network.
We know the right way to get you where you need to go. We'll be the wheels underneath you, out on the road. We're driven to give you the best service. We're driven cause we know you deserve it. Stoops, we're driven to be the best. Stoops, we're driven to be the best.
All right, folks, welcome back here live on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. Again, I'm Brandon Morvillius, and alongside here with me is cameraman Jordan Redbeard McCoy as we open up this third quarter play with Wapahani leading Delta 18-14. As I had touched on numerous times there, especially during the half, solid defensive effort. We've worked our tails off on the offensive end as well, just haven't really been able to get anything to fall, but strong start here to open up this second half with a good defensive stand there to get us a defensive rebound there by Franks, and hopefully we'll see what the Raiders can do offensively right here. Frazee here in the corner dribbles it now to the right side, and now back out to Dudley. He'll take the three, and it's up, and another one rimming out. These rims just not our friend here this evening. Of course, I guess you can some way say the same thing here for Delta, but I really haven't had the greatest of looks. Up top here, Logan Manor. Down low, Jones inside the free throw line there, and loose ball there as Delta will come back up with it. Three-pointer by Manor up, no good. Rebounded by Dudley. And Jackson Spence will push up the floor quickly here for the Raiders. Up top to Franks, now on to Frazee on the left wing. Mahaffey with a screen. Now to Dudley again, and now on to Franks. Tell you what, sometimes when I would like to see us when we set screens to actually set the screen, we're rolling off of it before the screen's even set. Not only that, but then the guard, whoever the screen is being set for, has got to roll or rub off of his own guy a little bit closer. Not to where there's a large gap for the defender to get through, because if that's the case, then basically the screen isn't really doing anything. It's not being very effective. Franks here in the corner, pops up with the three, no good. And that's going to be an over-the-back foul here on Jackson Spence. So Jackson will pick up his first. Team's first of the half. Thornburg now over here to Fallick for three, no good. Bounced around a couple times. Jackson Spence will come up with it, though. Nice hustle there to come down with a rebound. There's a wide open Franks, and now a timeout called here by Wapahani before the shot. So during this timeout, I'd like to thank some more of our sponsors here this evening. We'd like to thank Stoops Automotive Group Buick and GMC dealership, owned by Randy Stoops and located at 4055 West Clare Lane in Muncie, Indiana. Stoops has a wide variety of brand new and pre-owned vehicles of quality brand names. So if you have an interest in a vehicle, like some more information about one, you can contact Stoops at 765-288-1903 and visit their online website at stoopsauto.com. Also, their hours are Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. They're also open from Saturday from 8 to 4. So again, a special thanks there to Stoops Automotive Group, Buick and GMC dealership. Stoops is driven to be the best. Also, a big thanks to FC Tucker, Muncie Realtors, Ted Cook and Joanne Davis. Let Ted and Joanne be the key to all of your real estate needs. Buying, selling, or investment properties, we got the job done. So call Ted Cook, 765-744-8143, and Joanne Davis at 765-748-1316. So back to basketball here with the Raiders again on top here by 4, 18-14. Nothing's changed since the half. Frazee on the right wing was trying to find Dudley down low, but really didn't have a very good angle to get the ball to him. Dudley sets a screen there for Spence. Kicks it back up top. Now Mahaffey for the fake handoff to Frazee. Looks to drive inside. Does so with another one rolling right off the rim. No good. And then you look at that circus shot, and you wonder how in the world did our shot not go in? I mean, it was put off the glass nice and easily. Then you have a circus shot like that finds nothing but net. So the foul there on Franks. His second, team second of the half. And the free throw will be up, and it will be good. So we'll see Drayden Gates back in here for the Raiders, seeing this first action here in the second half. No good again, and saved Dudley. Unable to get the putback to go, but then got it that time. So Dudley now with 4 points. And the Raiders with their first points here in the second half. And back to a 3-point lead now. Jones at the elbow. Nice hands here by Franks, deflecting it away. Bragg now on to Manor. Stops there at the free throw line, kicks it back out. And drives inside here, number 5, Fallick. So now dwindling down to just a 1-point lead. Again, the Raiders were up by as much as 7 points. Mahaffey 2, no good. They was up 14-7, then 16-9. Really, since then, really haven't been able to get much of the offense going. And fouled on the shot. Fallick will head to the line here for 2 shots. Fouls on number 50, Nolan Dudley. His first, team's third. And the first one's going to be up and good. Tie things up here at 20. We'll see Luke Wellman now in here for Nolan Dudley. So Wellman getting his first action here of the night. With 2:51 remaining here in the third quarter, tied at 20. The free throw will be up, and it will be good. So Delta has retaken the lead, getting by a slim margin of 1. Frazee goes under uncontested with the layup there. Now 3 points on the night here for Blake. And now we're going to have a timeout taken here by the Eagles. Our second charge timeout here of the evening. So again, it's 22-21 Wapahani with 2:34 remaining here in the third quarter. We'll step aside for a quick break, and we'll be back after this. Timeout over with here. Again, it'll be Delta basketball here again with right at about 2.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Low scoring ball game here so far. 22-21 Wapahani. As long as you're on top, that's all that matters. Into the corner, the three-pointer by Bragg up and no good. Battle for the rebound, and we have a loose ball. Jump ball will now be called, and the possession arrow will favor Wapahani. A great hustle there by the fellas to get a hand in there on it and try to force the jump ball there to get the basketball back in our hands. Frazee here on the right side. Little jump shot there by Frazee, and another one rolling in and out. My, oh my. I mean, the numerous good shots by these guys, and that's going to be rejected away by Mahaffey. But man, I'll tell you what, these Raiders have just fallen on hard times offensively. It's nothing that we can really do much about. We've had great shots. Just the rim is, like I said, it's just not want to be our friend. As cheesy and ridiculous as that sounds, that is the honest truth. And look at Wellman right there coming into the ball game. Draining one there for two, so nicely done there by Luke. And the Raiders now up by 3. Thornburg right side. The screen will be set there. Now Thornburg dribbles it back out again. Now swung on to Jones. Now Logan Manor near the corner up top. Here's Bragg right side. Up top again now to Manor. Thornburg for 3 in the left corner, no good. Rebounded by Gates, nicely done there by Drayden. And the Raiders push it up court here quickly. Mahaffey on the left side, now to Gates. And now Frazee will set up the Raider offense with 36 seconds to play here in the third. Mahaffey there along the baseline, can't find it. And Delta nearly lost that one out of bounds as the Eagles more than likely going to hold for the last shot of the quarter here. Good pressure put on there by Gates. Now Bragg takes it in. Shot fake up, and now the shot will be up and no good. Rebounded by Frazee. Got some time here. Franks, no good on the shot, and that's going to be the end of the third quarter. So it's 24-21. Wapahani leads it at the end of 3. We'll step aside here for break, and we'll be back here with the start of the fourth live on the WHS Network. All right, folks, welcome back again live here on the WHS Network as we are set to begin this fourth quarter of play with the Eagles in possession of the basketball to open things up. That's Wapahani 24, Delta 21. Taking inside, now back into the corner here. Shaftstall. Jones here at the top of the key takes it to the elbow. Now back to Shaftstall for two and drains the bucket just inside the three-point line. And again, another one-point ball game. Frazier on the right side will get fouled here on the play. So the foul here on number 13, Blake Jones, his third. Team's first of the half. Got to say, that is definitely one thing that, at least here in this second half, not been much fouling. Only 3 team fouls for Wapahani, 1 for Delta. As the woes continue, offensively here, another good shot there, that time by Franks. And a three-pointer, no, two-pointer rather, foot was on the line. So a 2-point bucket there, but it does put Delta back in front by 1. Nice highly contested matchup. Franks drills it from beyond the arc, and that puts the Raiders back on top. Franks now with his third three of the night, and it's a 27-25 Raider lead. Beautiful shot there by Aiden. Now Thornburg in the corner. Good job there by Mahaffey getting a hand up there, at least trying to distract him with the shot. Gates takes it in, now kicks it back out. Frazee to Mahaffey. And a wide open lane and found from behind there by Thornburg. So that'll be his second, team second of the half. So Mahaffey will now head to the line, shooting 2. First free throws here in the second half for Wapahani. And the first one's going to be up and good here for Alden. So 10 points now for Mahaffey on the night. And make that 11. And the Raiders back on top here by 4. Big free throws right there for Mahaffey. Wapahani now 8 of 12 from the charity stripe on the evening. Manor kicks it to the corner to Wooden for 3 and tickles the twine. Frazee a little shake and bake here, nearly lost it out of bounds. Dudley now to Franks at the top. Screen set there, and Franks will set things right back up now on to Dudley, again to Frazee. Now it's time to let the big man go to work, and that's exactly what he does, and Dudley fouled on the play. Foul number, I believe it's 21, and indeed it will be number 21, Logan Manor. His third, team's third. And back to the line here for the Raiders, Nolan Dudley. The charity stripe here for 2 as he knocks home the first one. 5 points down the night for Nolan. And 6 is even better. That's getting it done right there, young man. Nolan now 4 for 4 from the free throw line on the night, 6 points. And the Raiders back ahead by 3 as Delta will lose that one out of bounds. That's her first turnover here in the second half. So Franks swung on to Frazee again. Dudley looking to set up for that screen. Rolls off of it there. Now Frazee at the free throw line. Lost the handle on it. And a near takeaway, and indeed it will be. Only the 4th turnover now on the night here for Wapahani, and a timeout taken by the Eagles, their third timeout here of the evening. So 31-30, Wapahani on top here with 3:43 remaining in regulation. We'll step aside here for a break, and we'll be back with more right after this. Getting back here following the timeout, it'll be Wapahani basketball as they're leading things here 31-30 with 3:43 remaining in regulation. Frazee will inbound the basketball, and Gates will walk it up floor here. And again, the Raiders ahead here by one. We have Gates, Frazee, Franks, Mahaffey, and Dudley on the floor here for the Raiders. And nearly a turnover. Instead, it's just going to be deflection out of bounds off of the Eagles, as we'll see Jackson Spence back in here for Drayden Gates. So Spence with the basketball. High screen there from Dudley. Spence able to get away from that trap. Left side, Franks for three. No good. Mahaffey with the rebound, and he'll be fouled on the way up. Nice job again getting the offensive rebound. These guys have rebounded the ball very well here this evening, Wapahani has. So the foul here on Parker Faladic. That's going to be his third. Team's fourth. So Mahaffey knocks through the first one. Second free throw attempt will be up, and it will be good. Beautifully done there by Alden Mahaffey. The Raiders again up here by three. We're a little bit ahead of the game clock here. I don't know how we got so far ahead, so I'm going to wait to start the clock here so we can get matched up there. Finally, we're right back to square one. Manor tried to dump it down low, and instead they're going to say there's a foul here on Wapahani. Number 50, Nolan Dudley. That will be his second, team's fourth. So both teams here with 4 fouls apiece. Just under 3 minutes to play. Inbounded all the way outside here. Now the Eagles looking to possibly tie this ball game up, but hopefully the Raiders have other ideas. Wooden takes it inside, and the basket will be good. Got the friendly bounce to go. I wish we could get that friendly bounce to go on our end, that's for sure. If that's the case, I don't know how much of a game this would be right now. But that's just the way things go. The foul there on Franks will be his third, team's fifth. And made the free throw there to tie things up to complete the three-point play. So a tie game here at 33 with 2.5 remaining here in the fourth. And we'll have a reach-in foul called on number 32, Riley Wooden. His first, team's fifth. Franks right side, dumps it there to Mahaffey for two. No good that time. Rebounded and coming back the other way is the Eagles. Jones here on the right side, guarded by Franks, goes up with the left hand, unable to get it to go. It's going to be out of bounds off Wapahani. So dish down low, Schaffstall for 2. And the Eagles now up by 2 points here, 35-33. Spins to the free throw line. Now Frazee looks to take it inside, dumps it outside. Dudley, the three-pointer's up, no good. And Schaffstall down court will go up strong for 2. And now we'll have a timeout taken here by Wapahani. 37-33 Delta leads here with $1:25 remaining here in the fourth. We'll step aside and be back with more right after this timeout. All right, folks, and as we're back out of the timeout here, Wapahani in a very bad situation here. You know, you're down by 4 points now. Again, the way that the ball has not fallen for us tonight in some of these shots, we're hoping that we can get something going here quickly. Obviously, 4 points not a lot, but it's definitely enough. Spence down low, kicks it out to Mahaffey. Three-pointer up, no good. Now Frazee comes away with it and will be fouled on the play. So we'll wait to see who the foul's going to be on. It's going to be on number 21, Logan Manor. His fourth, team's sixth. And there we go. What an inbound pass and what a great finish by Nolan Dudley. A great find there by Frazee. And now 37-35. Schaffstall all the way up top. Here's Jones. Takes it inside and dumps it down low for an open layup. And now a timeout here by Delta. So they now only have one time left. Wapahani with 3 timeouts left. And only 36 seconds remaining. Again, make sure stay tuned in. We got a brief Raiders Live post-game report coming up following the conclusion of this junior varsity game. And the reason I say brief is because now we'll have to get things set up as far as brand new graphics, rosters, all that stuff for our varsity game here this evening. So make sure, though, stay tuned in with us there. We'll have our Raiders Live post-game following the conclusion of tonight's JV game. Again, the Raiders down here by 4 again. You're still right here in striking distance, so anything can happen. We've got, definitely have to go a little bit quicker, and especially in the foul situation here. Delta with 6 fouls, Wapahani with 5. Obviously, if you can get a quick score right here, you might be able to play it out for maybe 10 seconds or so to see potentially if you can come up with a turnover. I probably wouldn't go much more than that. I'll tell you that much. But we've definitely got to go quickly here. Dudley here for 3, no good. Bounced up in the air, and Delta will come away with it. So the foul on number 24, Blake Frazee, his first, team 6. It takes a second to get these fouls picked up because we're all the way up here, and it's really kind of hard to see exactly what numbers the referees are putting up. So we have to wait till they put the fouls up on the board. And a foul here on Wapahani. I believe this should be on Shreve. No, rather it's going to be on Dudley. So that's going to be his third, team's 7th. So that will send Delta to the line here for the 1-and-1. And no good on the free throw. The Raiders got to get going quick here. And we're going to have a timeout taken now with actually 20 seconds remaining. So the timeout here by Wapahani as they got it across half court. So a full timeout taken here. And so during this timeout, we do want to mention again here, folks, and we talked about this during our broadcast last night of the Lady Raider basketball game. But we will be starting up the sectional play next week for the girls basketball team with the 2020 IHSAA girls basketball tournament. It's going to be held at LaPel, so all sectional action will be held at LaPel High School. Make sure come on out and support them. The Lady Raiders will be playing next Friday night, February the 7th, in the semifinal round. They received the first round bye. So they will be playing against the winner of LaPel and Elwood next Friday night at 6 o'clock, again from LaPel High School. If they win that ball game, which we, again, hope and pray that they do, then they will then play on Saturday night at 7:30, again at LaPel for the Sectional 40 Championship. So make sure to mark that down on your calendars. Please come on out and support the Lady Raider basketball team next week. Franks puts it off the glass for 2. And another timeout taken here by Wapahani. So they have one timeout left. So that layup again made by Aiden Franks now with 11 points here on the night. And down to only a 2-point lead again here with 14 seconds remaining. And again here, if you're Wapahani, unless if you steal the ball in the inbound, I would hurry up and get a quick foul. You really can't afford to waste much time here. So, get that quick foul. If you don't get the initial steal, send them to the line, take your chances there, and hopefully they miss one, because the foul situation here is Wapahani still only with 17 fouls. So it'd still be a 1-and-1 situation there. And so you can potentially get the ball back and tie the game or potentially win it depending upon the outcome of things. That would be the person to foul right there, and indeed they will. So the foul on Dudley will be his 4th, team's 8th. So the young man heading to the line here be number 40, Jackson Shafstall. He'll be at the line for the 1-and-1. Little surprised here that Delta does not have anybody up on the line. Simply, oh, wow. Talk about the friendly bounce. I was getting ready to say simply for that reason, if he misses, the Raiders have a clean-cut opportunity to get the ball down floor quickly here. And he made both of them. How about that? Friendly bounce at all. Man, oh, man. Like I said, if we only had that luck throughout the ball game, I'm not sure this would be much of a ball game, to be quite honest with you. And that's no slam towards Delta at all. But, man, I tell you what, with all the shots that have literally rolled in and out, this might be every bit probably like a 15-point lead for us right now. But instead, we got a 4-point deficit and still in some trouble here. But I believe that timeout, was called by Delta. Okay, Wapahani called the timeout. So we have no timeouts left, which, again, is another situation here now that you have to think about simply because of the fact that if we get the ball down court, get a quick score, they can just hold the ball out of bounds, and they don't even have to inbound it. So Frazee pushes it up floor quickly here. Takes it inside and rims out. How about that? Story of our lives here in this ball game. So the foul there on number 32, that's his second, team 7th. Frazee at the line here for 2, and the first one's up and good. Tell you what, that would have been nice to have a 3-point play right there. Second free throw attempt here by Frazee. Will be up and it will be good. And fouled. You got 4 seconds left here. So the foul here on Nolan Dudley, his 5th. Team's 9th. So Jackson Spence back in here for Wapahani. Now again, here's another thing you got to think about if you're the Raiders. And something again that is very surprising here by Delta. Okay, this is a 1-on-1 situation here. You only have 4 seconds to get the ball up floor and get a shot off. I'm surprised that Delta is not rebounding there. Here we go. Got an opportunity. Shot's going to be up and no good. So the Raiders had a shot, but unfortunately couldn't come up with the win. So your final score here this evening, the Delta Eagles defeat your Wapahani Raiders 41-39. And we'll go ahead and step aside here for a quick break. We have your Raiders Live post-game report coming up live right after this. All righty, folks, welcome back live here on the WHS Network here on YouTube.com. Here as we have your Raiders Live post-game report here this evening. Again, just very frustrating second half for us again. We slowly but surely again got the offense a rolling here, but then the defense, I thought really the defense played pretty good. It was just, I don't know, little things here and there that kind of cost us, but then offensively, we had still a lot of shots that just didn't fall, and it's nothing that our guys can do. I mean, that's the frustrating aspect of basketball. I would have liked to have seen us play with a little bit more intensity in the second half. I don't think we played with nearly enough intensity. But, I thought we still did enough to where we should have won this game. But, like I said, at the end of the day, it just didn't work out. It just was a frustrating game for us. We had some opportunities, no question about that. But, like I said, we just come up short, and you just got to move on from it. Got to get better from it. Got to get back at it and practice. But this is still a good group of guys here. You can't let this, I guess, take away from what you've been able to accomplish so far this season. You still have quite a ways to go here. So use this as a building block and move on to bigger and better things. But still a good game here tonight, highly competitive. Just unfortunately didn't result the way that we was hoping for. So, folks, again, thanks again for watching us. We greatly appreciate all of you for staying tuned in throughout the ball game here. And like I said, it's been a good night here for us. Unfortunately, didn't get the win, but hopefully the varsity team can come away with one right here tonight as we look for a little redemption coming back from a rematch now of 2 weeks ago from the county championship game. So make sure stay tuned in with that one, folks. Go now to that link that will be starting up here in roughly about 10 minutes. So thanks again for watching us, and we'll see you later on here live on the WHS Network.